Good afternoon, ladies and germs. Welcome. Thank you guys for stopping by to the definitive COD Zombies, Treyarch Zombies tier list. I haven't really played a lot of World War II zombies, other than the first map, the one with David Hasselhoff in it, and it was like the amusement park. I have played the first map of Cold War, none of Vanguard. I pretty much quit COD, but I am crazy about zombies, so here's the deal. We're gonna be putting this, as you can see here, S tier, the best of the best, right? We're talking. I'm not gonna spoil what I'm gonna put up here. Great. A tier, great. B tier, good. C is average. So just because it's an average doesn't mean it's bad, right? Like it's playable. Like it's okay. Same thing with D and lackluster. Like lackluster and average are so close together. Like that's the difference between like a Rise and like a Derice, you know what I mean? Or something of that nature. And then E, bad. It's like if I have the choice, I'm never playing these maps. F, painful. If I ever get pulled into one of these maps, I'm all F4ing. I'm leaving on the spot. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. But also don't mind my attire here. It's my day off. All right, guys. I can't be looking perfect all the time. So with this tier list, what we're going to do is we're just going to go in order here, and it is only Treyarch Zombies. So if you guys want me to do, like, I did play an okay amount of, what was it? I forget the game. I did play Extinction. I could do that, but I haven't really played enough of the other ones to really, make it worth doing. So number one is Verruckt. So Verruckt is a pretty revolutionary map, right? Like it's the first one that introduced perks, believe it or not. It was the second map ever in World at War. It had that cool feature where if you played with multiple people, you could spawn in on other sides of the map and then have to turn on the power to reunite. So for that, it was good. Atmosphere, vibe, 10 out of 10. This is where Richtofen was doing all of his experiments and whatnot. So just off of like how revolutionary it was, the atmosphere of it, like it's like an abandoned mental facility. I think you got to put this one in good. Honestly, it's not great for high rounds, or else maybe it would go great just off of atmosphere alone. But we're gonna put Verruckt on good, and I think that's okay. Especially also it had the actually was that Black Ops 1 only. Did Verruckt have the Winter's Howl in World at War? I don't believe so. I think it was just the ray gun, to be honest. But we're going to put it in good for now. So next up we got Voyage of Despair. Now Voyage of Despair to me is like the ultimate map of wasted potential. The layout is dog. The Easter egg is dog. The boss zombies are complete. I don't want to say bad. The like elemental zombies, like the gas one and the electric one, were just annoying, man. They weren't hard to deal with, but they didn't add anything to the experience. Like with the Panzer, like when you hear that horn go off, you start shitting your pants, right? Or with like the Margwa, when you hear it teleport in, like you start fucking freaking out, and you better hope that you have guns to deal with it. At least maybe before they nerfed the Margwas. Voyage, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 for like vibe and aesthetic and shit like that, because the vibe of it's obviously the Titanic, but it is the Titanic frozen in time, right? So like you hit the iceberg and it freezes because of the storyline and stuff like that. So like you take that whole aspect out of the ship sinking out of it. I wish that they did something like that. You did have to do that one valve step to release water for the Easter egg, but Voyage, it's just too confusing. The Easter egg's terrible. The wonder weapon is god awful. It's the Kraken. It's like, I think it shoots out electricity. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I just have to put it in lackluster just because the thought is there, and it looks amazing, but it just comes up. It would be really close to average, but it's just kind of... If the wonder weapon was better, it might be average, but you can't really say ifs. So Zetsubou. Okay, this is gonna be a hard one. I don't want to go off too long about certain maps, but let's just say Zetsubou. I like the jungle. I like the jungle theme. The Easter eggs kind of tedious. Sorry, excuse me. The Easter eggs kind of tedious. There is a lot of crap to do. You can't really just pick up Zetsubou and play it. You kind of have to do like half the Easter egg to even like be able to like be like, all right, we're set up, we're good. The skull of Non-Sopway, you remember that? Oh my gosh, I almost want to like Google that, but I fear of my Google search history. Skull of Non-Sopway. Let's see. Look at this thing. Remember? You guys remember that? You like held it in your hands and it like petrified the zombies. It was crazy. Let's see if we could find any pictures. Kind of like this. So yeah, that thing was awesome. That integrated with the Easter egg was pretty damn cool. So just off of looks and the KT4 was awesome. I'm gonna put Zetsubou in average. It would be good. It is good though, is the problem, but it's just too much crap to do for too little and plus it's kind of a solo map too, so you can't really play it with friends. I'm just gonna leave that there. The Easter egg was good. The story was good. The vibe is good. So you get average because it's just too much. It's too much, honestly. So, oh god, here we go. Grod Kurovi, Mr. T-Lexify, don't hate me for this, but I think that arguably Grod is just average. The layout is better than Zetsubou, I will say that. Easter egg is good. The shield, the dragon shield, was pretty fucking awesome because you pretty much only ever got the rocket shield before that, or the regular just standard one, which was kind of meh and boring. So the dragon shield is actually a breath of fresh air. The little dragon boy that you got on your arm, that was pretty fun. I'm actually gonna put it in good just because of how much it brought to the table. And then the boss fight was honestly, for the Easter egg, was probably one of the better ones. And for atmosphere, it's honestly another 10 out of 10 because it's actually better than Zetsubou's atmosphere by a fucking mile. When I first played Garad, I just felt so much hype, dude. Like the dragons flying around and like them blowing fire down on on like different spots, but you could use the shield to protect yourself so it didn't like fuck you over, you know what I mean? So like it was good. And then the Easter egg was like hard, challenging, but not too much. So oh yeah, and then the Raygun Mark 3, I almost forgot. It was kind of like a bootleg Apothecary Servant, but like way more fun to use because instead of just shooting something at the ground, you had to like shoot the one and it would slow zombies, and if you shot the black hole again, it would like create the thing. And nowhere near as broken as the Apothecary Servant. So I'm gonna give Garad a B tier, just off of all that. Story's good, atmosphere's good, crazy good. It's just awesome to play. It feels good to play. So let's go. But something about it, I will say that a lot of people put Garad higher, but there's just something about it that I just didn't really vibe with, and I don't know what that is to this day. Maybe I need to play it again. This could change. I don't know. So okay, then Transit. You know what's weird though is I've been seeing like a lot of like Transit revival type of videos in the community lately, like of like people like loving the map and like getting rid of the fog and trying to high round on it and stuff like that. Transit is one of those things where like if it came out like in Black Ops 3 instead, I think that people would have a way higher regard for it. It was just too much too soon. The denizens are a pain in the dick. It's cool that Noct is actually in Transit. The Easter egg is a pain in the dick. Avogadro is a pain in the dick. The layout is completely terrible. Other than Town. Town is like... But then there's all the lava. And then the bank completely breaks the fucking game because you can just have unlimited points every single time. You just go straight to the bank. And that's gonna be kind of a story for a lot of BO2 maps with the bank. It kind of just like breaks the game. Uh, oh yeah, and the fridge. You had like the ability to store a pack-a-punch gun in the fridge. So okay, so Transit, it had a lot of effort put into it, but I'm gonna put it on bad tier because waiting on the bus to go from place to place is a pain in the ass, and then you can't really go through the fog without dying. So I'm gonna put it in bad tier. I do like the idea of the bus and going from like location to location. I think that that's cool, but I don't think it's there's just was too little there for it to be lackluster. So Ancient Evil. This is a good one. I love. Okay, dude, the like ancient. I want to say mythology. I don't know because I think they mixed a lot of different like mythologies into it. It could have just been one or the other, but I'm not educated enough to tell you. That was pretty freaking awesome. If I look up BO4 Ancient, can I Evil? I misspelled that. So let's see. Yeah, Ancient Evil was pretty damn awesome, dude. It had this Pegasus that you rode on. It had the cool wonder weapons, the staff of what was it? This staff right here. You could revive people with it or create like a shield barrier. The boss zombies were cool as hell. Look at this guy with like 6 arms. The Pack-a-Punch was the same as the other ones, but it was cool. I liked how there was 2 areas. There was like the main like city area, and then there was like the underworld area, and I thought that was pretty damn cool. So here's like a piece of the main area. It was pretty cool, man. Ancient Evil was good. Storyline wise, it really started actually getting when Ancient Evil came out. People up until that point for the Chaos storyline, people were just so confused and just wasn't really compelled for the Chaos story or characters for that matter. Because to be fair, the characters are kind of just trash. They're complete and utter garbage. They're not funny, they're not compelling, so the story's also kind of mid, so it's just like, what do you do? The Easter egg, I remember the Easter egg being like pretty damn fun. I don't think I ever finished it, but I was playing it a lot and had like streams up in the background. But yeah, Ancient Evil is overall a pretty good map, dude. I remember actually liking it a lot when it came out, and it kind of gave me like, because after Dead of the Night it came out, and we'll talk about Dead of the Night here whenever it comes up. It's way over here. Whenever Dead of the Night had came out, I remember just being like, dude, what is going on right now? And like, it was just, okay. Yeah, so Ancient Evil, vibe is like a 8 out of 10, maybe a 7. Wonder weapons were good. What was the wonder weapon, actually? I think it was just the staff was like your specialist. Let me look up the wonder weapon here real quick, because it's been a hot minute, because I just decided to do this tier list on a whim. So what was it? Oh, it was the God Gloves, huh? Yeah, I vaguely remember the God Gloves. So like, let's just say the wonder weapon was kind of mid, because I barely remember it. Primordial weapon? Yeah, so it looks like it's these things. So, I guess they had different elemental, like, aspects to them. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, let's go back to Ascension. I got a lot of nostalgia for Ascension. I remember begging this one guy on my friends list to game share with me on PS3 so that I could play it with him. For storyline, Easter egg, awesome. Original characters, it's the Ultimus Crew. That's awesome. Gersh device, awesome. It's actually, I think the Gersh device is probably my favorite version of like monkey bombs. I am a fan of Little Arnie's, but they're kind of like, they always lagged my game on PS4, but that just could have been a hardware problem. Yeah, the Gersh device was awesome. The only thing that's really bad about Ascension is, and it's really good for high rounds because of the stage or the spinny thing. So if you go to like, how do you spell Ascension? ASCG. Yeah, if you go to it's in the spawn, the spinny thing. That thing will infinitely kill zombies, and so that's pretty cool. So it's really easy to high round. The only bad thing is the monkeys, because they can take your perks. But I believe with gobblegums and like if you use nuke gobblegums, it'll kill all the monkeys. Because I think there's only like 2 or 3 waves of them. But Ascension layout is good, story is good. You can blow up the rocket. That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna put Ascension in average. I would put it in higher, but I just don't really have like a lot of love for Ascension. I have nostalgia for it, but not really like I just wasn't. The monkeys kind of ruined it for me, to be honest. And I don't know offhand if there's any way to really fix that other than not opening the door to where the perks are. Blood of the Dead. I remember when Blood of the Dead came out, I was so hyped for it, and then my hype just died immediately because the Easter egg was the most tedious shit ever. It was fucking insane. You had to get the spectral shield and like look around for like different things. You had to upgrade the Hell's Retriever, which was a fucking process. I'm pretty sure you did. I could be wrong. It's been a little while. I remember it just being tedious as hell. The layout of Mob in general is actually really not the best. But Blood was just so like the parts that they didn't include they didn't bring back the Golden Gate Bridge for no reason. And so like you couldn't the Pack-a-Punch was just on all those different locations on the main map. You didn't get to go to the bridge anymore. The Blood of the Dead crew the Mob of the Dead crew isn't there anymore, which is a pain in the ass. The Easter egg was good, like storyline wise, but the Easter egg itself was kind of just not fun, man. Blood for the story is amazing. The layout, kind of terrible. The vibe is good. The vibe is there. I love what they were trying to do, but they reimagined it instead of just remastering Mob, which is what I think that they wanted to do. But, of course, they had to make the storyline even more tedious. I'm going to put it in lackluster, bro, to be honest with you. That may piss a lot of people off, but I'm just going to put it in lackluster. I don't remember that being fun at all. Oh, but there is this golden, not golden spoon. It's like a golden knife thing that you have to get like the golden spoon and spork or whatever to get it. But yeah, it one-shots infinitely. It's a melee weapon. And I know if you have the one sword perk, you can like kill multiple zombies at a time with it. So technically you can infinitely kill zombies without having to worry about ammo, but it's like you have to melee them, so it's like how useful is that? So okay, and then Buried. So that's Blood of the Dead. Sorry, excuse me. So Buried. I remember being, let's see, when did Buried come out? When did Buried come out? When did Michael Jackson die? Did you see that? Let's see. When did Buried come out? July 2nd or August 1st, 2013. I was 13 years of age. This is that prime year, those prime years, middle school, maybe right before high school. You get out of school, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock, instantly run and go and play COD. Go play BO2. Buried, dude. Oh no, I mean this would have been summertime at this point, August. But either way, Buried, man, fucking banger. Dude, all the glitches, there were so many glitches that were so much fun. I have nostalgia up the wazoo for Buried. At first I didn't like it because I didn't understand how the tall guy, Leroy, BO2 Leroy, I don't even think that's his real name, but yeah, Arthur Leroy. I didn't understand how he worked. You had to feed him candy, and then he would like break things in the map that you couldn't access otherwise. He would also smash the box down and like leave it in that location. Let's see. If you gave him, if you gave him beer, he would break things, and if you gave him candy, he would do things for you. Like I remember he could like hold a zombie. I don't know. Yeah, he could like cradle a zombie. Beer. I'm gonna show you this. Yeah, so like even if you were playing like with two people and the other guy didn't want to watch the zombie, man, you could just have him feed him candy and he would pick up the zombie. So it was like really helpful. And of course there's the bank on Buried, like I mentioned earlier, which kind of broke the game. You could literally go from spawn, go all the way down, and then go to the bank and then have Pack-a-Punch open. You could do literally 60% of what you needed on that map on round 1, which is pretty fucking cool for people who knew the ins and outs. But at the same time, it was like it made it a little too easy. And then there was like the camping spot. I think this guy, you see where Jug is behind Leroy, there's a camping spot with a trample steam, so you had things for camping people. It was decent enough to train. The Easter egg is that's the only Easter egg that I have never done in my entire Zombies career. I've done every single one. Shangri-La a couple times, Moon a couple times. Those annoying ass ones, Blood of the Dead, I've done it. I have never done Buried. So vibe, it's awesome. I love the cowboy thing. Storyline implications, it's amazing. I'm gonna put Buried as my first great map, just because of the nostalgia, storyline, layout, ease of access too. Like you didn't have to just do a million fucking things to be able to get like set up, which is really fucking appreciated. So let's go with an easy one next. I'm gonna go with Knocked. Knocked, I got a lot of respect for Knocked. It's the first map. Had a lot of obviously it's what brought everything together. The original Knocked on World at War actually had just the Marines. It wasn't like Richtofen, Dempsey, Takio, and all them. It was the Marines. And then I think it was the same thing for World at War Verruckt too. I think the first map that actually had our characters was Shinonuma. Could be wrong on that one, but I believe that's how it is. Yeah, and so Knocked, I'm going to put it in lackluster, just because there's not much to it. It's literally 2 floors. Like, the entire starting room is like 60% of the map. Rightfully so, because it's the first map ever. Let's do another easy one. Oh man, there kind of is no easy ones left. Oh yeah, here we go. We'll do Dead of the Night. Sorry, excuse me. So, Dead of the Night. I'm going to put it where I'm going to put it, and then take a drink, and then I'll explain. Whew. Stay hydrated, boys. So, Dead of the Night. Oh, boy. This fucking map, man. This layout of this map. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is the real... Wait a minute. What is this? Is this it? Yes, this looks more... This looks like the main building. I think this is actually right. Yeah. So this is the layout of Dead of the Night. This is Blood of the Dead. Yeah, even look at Blood of the Dead. Look at the layout of this motherfucker. But we're talking about Dead of the Night. So where is it? Dead of the Night, dude. The layout of this map, so goddamn tedious. Look at this shit. And then where do you train, you know? It's like, I'm not going to shit on a map because there's no training spots, but dude. And then the boss zombie, which was the wolf, was a pain in the dick, dude. Absolute bullet sponge, unless you had silver bullets. So, oh, whoops. I meant to type in wolf. Yeah, the werewolf was cool as hell, but dude, taking care, like when he would like it's the difference between him and the Panzer is the Panzer you could deal with on an, like easily, but there was the whole mechanic with the silver bullets that made him just annoying as hell. So I do like the mansion in the woods thing that they were going for. I really freaking do. And that's the thing that really kills me about this. But even if you get fully set up on Blood of the Dead, this is the difference between Zetsubou and Blood of the Dead, right? Is because if you get set up on Zetsubou and do all that tedious crap, I might actually arguably put Zetsubou down in lackluster now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. But if you literally do all the things that you're supposed to do, get fully set up, get the wonder weapon. I don't even remember what the wonder weapon is. That's how I think it was the night wonder weapon. I can't even remember. That's how it was this thing. Alistair's Folly, which is criminally underrated. It's a powerful ass gun, right? But the thing is it just is unsatisfying to use, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure only one person could get it because you had to build it. But I think you could, after you built it, you could get it out of the box. But I could be wrong. So that's the deal with Blood of the Dead. It has a good aesthetic to it. The vibe is good. But the thing is the layout's terrible. The Easter egg is fucking god-awful. The story, it's a prequel. The Dead of the Night happens before. It happens first in the Chaos storyline, if I remember correctly. It literally happens before, because this is where the girl learns about, she learned about her father going missing or whatever. She went there to get answers, and then, of course, all the zombies break out and whatnot. So Dead of the Night's terrible. Complete pain. And here's the deal with Call of the Dead. I'm just going to move on. I don't want to talk about Dead of the Night anymore. Terrible. And I played the map probably, in the map's defense, I've played it probably 10, 12 times. I've probably played Dead of the Night the absolute least out of every map on here, actually. Yeah, 100%. But, yeah, I absolutely hate it, dude. It is terrible. Call of the Dead. Now, this is a hard one to place because, on one hand, it has Sarah Michelle Gellar, which is Daphne from Scooby-Doo, which is awesome. It has George Romero, which is awesome. I actually didn't mind George because if you kill him, I'm pretty sure you get a free perk and then a free wonder weapon, or wonder waffle, sorry. And it's the only way to get that on this map. The Scavenger Wonder Weapon, awesome. It's completely unique, fun to use. It was the first sniper. Wonder Weapon, and it was powerful and it was useful. And then, of course, if you killed George, you got rewarded. The Easter egg was awesome. It was fun. It wasn't too tedious. There's so many funny jokes with the original characters, and they're stuck in that when they're stuck in the thing. I would Google it, but it'll take too long. I might edit it in here, but we'll see. Yeah, it's fun. The Easter egg was fun. I like snowy stuff. I really do. I like the snowy aesthetic. I'm going to put Call of the Dead in... I'm going to put it in great, to be honest, because I have a lot of nostalgia for this map. I think the layout is good. I think that George Romero is cool. And actually, he's a boss zombie that was worth killing. He had a million HP for... I don't remember his HP per player, but I knew that it went up depending on how many people are in the map. Look at this map, right? So here's spawn over here. Here's the water. Here's the water over here. You had this main area for training. If you were crazy, you could train in spawn as well. Yeah, you had this good area for training, and then if you angered George, you could just walk him into the water over here. This was a slide thing. It was like a little ice slide all the way down into the water. So yeah, the layout was pretty decent. You had spots for training and stuff. Here's the ship. If you were crazy enough, you could also train on the underneath the lighthouse in like the circle as well. So they had a decent amount of training spots. The wonder weapon is good. The Easter egg is good. The new characters, all the actors were awesome and fun. I'm just gonna put it in great, honestly. Doris is gonna go in great. It was the first map that had Pack-a-Punch. It had all of the characters. It had so many storyline implications. The layout is fucking goated. It's so easy to pick up and just play. Like I could play Doris all day, every day, till the fucking cows come home. It's a fun ass map, and I really like the aesthetic of it. 935 facility. That's all I'm gonna say about Doris, because I don't want this video to be too damn long. Die Rise. So Die Rise, here's the deal with Die Rise. I actually, looking back on it, I hated Die Rise when it came out, but now I kind of, it definitely deserves lackluster tier for a couple of reasons, and that reason is accessibility. They thought it would be a cool mechanic to make it so that if you fucked up, you get downed, or you fall off the map and insta-die. And it's just like, yeah, that's the deal too, is if you fell off the map, you literally instant died for the whole round, right? I think if you had Who's Who or maybe Quick Revive, it would spawn you back on where you jumped off from, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, dude, Die Rise was a really cool map, dude. I like the idea behind it a lot. Like, and it's so much different than anything that we've ever had. It was verticality over horizontality. It was good. The Easter egg was okay depending on which side you picked. But again, it was kind of just like a do what Maxis says or do what Richtofen says type of thing. The Solidifier is goated in any other situation that wasn't Die Rise. Let's make a slippery gun on a map where you can fall off easily. I don't mind it. Verticality taken into consideration, I think the layout is actually pretty good, and it is actually I think it's a pretty sizable map, all things considered. I remember liking it a lot more down the line. So I'm going to put it in lackluster, because if it was just a little bit less painful to play, I'm not going to put it in painful, but then I would put it higher. 5. Here's another map where, so that's all I'm going to say about Die Rise. Good vibe. Good. It's not great. It's good. I like the dragon on the thing. Decent vibe, decent Easter egg, decent wonder weapon, decent layout. Just completely killed by the fact that, oh yeah, and Who's Who is completely fucking worthless. It's like, just take Quick Revive at that point and play on solo. Because it's like, you're not going to get your shit back. Like, the zombies don't run away. Like, you have to, like, train them around and then pick yourself up. I like the jingle of Who's Who. It's like, Who's Who? Only map it is in, because they thought, I think if you do fall off the map with Who's Who, you get to come back, but that's like its only use. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. 5, I like it more as classified, like nowadays, on WAW-BO4. But now once I figured out that you could do that thing with the claymores and kill the Pentagon thief, which is actually Yuri, if you put the door to Pack-a-Punch, if you put as many claymores as you can, because you get 2 around, unless you get a max ammo, then you could do more, and hug the wall, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. The claymores will actually kill him, and if they don't kill him, then they'll make him low enough to where you can just shoot him and get your guns back very easily, because claymores do a piss load of damage, which makes it a lot less because that was the biggest problem with 5 was the Pentagon thief and the layout. It's honestly a hard map. Like, you really have to solo it. 5's going in average. I like the fact that they put JFK, Richard Nixon, McNamara. Was it McNamara? But I know there was oh man, what was the Cuban guy? Oh, Castro. They put Castro in there too. That was cool. Something like that was never done before, so I think that was awesome. 9, I cannot say enough cool things about 9. I love the Grand Arena thing. The boss fight was awesome. when it came out, it was really laggy and glitchy, but I'm pretty sure they fixed all those glitches now. On my channel, I have the Easter egg uploaded. I was super into 9. Pretty fucking awesome. Vibe is awesome. The new outfits for the characters are awesome. The whole thing is awesome. Easter egg's awesome. 9 is great. I love 9. Kino, can't say enough good things about Kino. It was supposed to be a World at War map. Fun fact: it was supposed to take Doris's place, but for some reason, somewhere along the line, they pushed it to Black Ops 1. And you can really tell because it's pretty much Doris 2.0. It's got the teleporter pad links, and it's got it's got the same 4 perks, and that's about it. It's literally just Doris 2.0, but easier to train. It's easily accessible. Kino is great. I absolutely love Kino. But here's the deal. I kind of have to put Kino in the best of the best. I forgot the nostalgia factor. So I have to kind of put... No, I mean... It's great. Kino's great. I have literally only 3 maps that are going to be my best of the best. But yeah, Kino's great. I can't put it in the best. I can't put it in best of the best because when it comes to best of the best, it has to do with replayability. And for me, Kino is replayable, but you just get bored, in my opinion. Like training on the stage, or if you're crazy in the alleyway. Also, you can train in I think the Speed Cola room. Is that it? You can train in the spawn, alleyway, and stage. I think that's it, actually. But still, it's good. Kino's amazing. Moon? Let me take a drink before I talk about Moon. Moon is RNG, depending on if you'll have fun, if you're doing the Easter egg. If the excavator doesn't go into Tunnel 6 or whatever it is. The Cosmonaut is a jump scare, scary as hell. You'll literally be going through one of the doors, and he'll literally, he'll take all your, he'll put you one shot. Moon Cosmonaut. Okay, I should probably type in zombies, huh? Yeah, this is the Cosmonaut. The cool thing about the Cosmonaut is that it took the name of one of your friends on your friends list. But if he touched you, he literally would bash you. He'd literally headbutt you, and then make you one shot. I thought that he would take all your perks, but I don't know where I'm getting that from. But yeah, that was kind of a pain in the ass. You could kill him, but every time he would respawn 10 times, and every time that he would respawn, he would have more health. The layout of Moon is honestly not terrible. Let me actually double check that, because I haven't played Moon in probably like 4 years. So let me just triple check that shit. This is not it. I remember the layout of the... I thought it was cool spawning in at Groom Lake. That was kind of cool. I can't find an accurate... What even is this? This is like one layer of it. It's not like the whole thing. But yeah, Moon is kind of tedious. Kind of mid on the whole replayability thing. Because it's kind of just... It's not that there's a lot to do. The hacking things are cool. You could train in the biodome, so it's survivable. I'm just not a good fan of... I'm just not a big fan of Moon whatsoever. And then the Wonder Weapon, I remember it looking cool as fuck, but just being lackluster. Zombies, Moon, Wonder Weapon. It was like the blue and red. It was like the where is it? This thing, the wave gun, yeah. I remember it being kind of mid, man, to be honest with you. So yeah, there's that. It was kind of like what the Raygun Mark III was supposed to be. Or the Raygun Mark III is what that thing was supposed to be. I'm going to put Moon on bad, because I'm not a big fan of Moon. And then I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and since we're talking about bad things, and I'm going to go to Shangri-La, right? I like the idea of Shangri-La, the Lost City, and I like the Easter egg. The whole thing with Brock and the whole backstory with Brock and Gary following in Richtofen's footsteps of this mad German scientist from World War II. I do like that a lot. I really do. And then they got stuck in that infinite time loop because of all the 935 that was there. Or not 935, 115 that was there. That was cool. Layout's terrible. The boss zombies are incredibly difficult to deal with. There's nowhere to train at all. The starting room is good. It's like a top 5 starting room. I will say that. But yeah, the Shriekers, the Napalm zombies. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting. But yeah, Shangri-La is honestly fucking painful. And that's just how it is, dude. Arguably, I would put Transit on painful as well. Just because of all the things that I had said. I have a lot of nostalgia for Transit because I met one of my best friends on there. But I'm going to actually move Transit around, put that on painful, because it's just fucking terrible, man. And then same thing with Die Rise. Like, I can't even put it in lackluster, can I? Because where's the lust? Like, if it's lacking luster, it needs to have a little bit, right? Like, and it's just not good. So I'm moving a couple of these around. Not to make it look even, but like, a little bit to make it look even. But dude, Die Rise and Moon are just fucking bad, but they're not painful. Like, they're playable. That's the thing. That's the difference. Shangri-La is... Don't ask me how I've done that Easter egg fucking 6 times. Trust me, I remember 6 times. It has some cool bits too, like with the eclipse of the sun and shit like that. Like, it's like such a cool Easter egg, but it's just such a terrible map. So here we go. The big boys. Mob of the Dead. The storyline, amazing. The characters, amazing. I remember when the trailer came out, Dead trailer. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, because this shit gave me legitimate chills, guys. When this came out, I'm sitting there, 13-year-old me. This shit, oh wait, whoops. The whole thing with the weasel, and they blamed him, and the cycle, and they had to break the cycle, because every time that they killed him, the cycle continued, but if he killed them, the cycle was broken, and then he could escape. But let's just listen to this, just for 2 seconds.
Where are we going from here?
They all look at you the same way, don't they, Al? You see a weasel, a rat. You're a survivor, Al. No shame in that. Even a rat survives. You can take it, whatever they throw your way.
How do we know?
You killed before, Finn, but it was always business.
You see what I mean? Like, dude, he's like, you killed before, Finn, but it was always business. And then there's just like all this stuff here.
Am I stuck here until I...
It's just the traps, cool. The whole, the vibe, the aesthetic was awesome.
Hard, because I don't regret a damn thing!
It can't be like this forever.
This is one of my favorite COD trailers of all fucking time, dude. Oh my god. I'm wearing this because I'm staying warm, but dude, I got goosebumps with this shit, bro. Mob of the Dead. I got so much nostalgia for it. It came out when I was in like 8th grade, 9th grade. Maybe 7th actually. I don't remember. Whatever grade you're in when you're 13. I'm 22 now, by the way. It's amazing. I love the dogs. I love the Hell's Retriever. Nobody expected that. Brutus, the boss zombie, wasn't too annoying to deal with. You just had to shoot him in the head. It's kind of like the Panzer. Just headshot him. Mob of the Dead is one of the best of the best, solely because of how left field it was, but then still was able to like be a part of the story and actually make sense. And how I just love when they like actually put like real life events and real things that happened in zombies and make it make sense. Could have been Voyage. Voyage literally could have been a Mob of the Dead if it was executed better. But the problem is BO4 was a mess for a lot of reasons behind the scenes. So yeah, Mob of the Dead, one of the best, easily. If I own Black Ops 2 anymore, I might have to rebuy it on PC, to be honest. But, dude, I would play the hell out of that map. Origins. I'm just going to get it out of the way and put it up in the best of the best. Dude, the stabs, every single player could feel overpowered. That's why I actually put Origins over Dreisendrach. Well, they're literally right there, because those two maps literally, and I can honestly put Dreisendrach up here as well. The layout's amazing. Easter eggs are amazing. I like Origins Easter egg better, actually. But, dude, the ability for the first time ever, usually there was a wonder weapon on each map, right? But once one person got it, it was just sort of like, oh, whatever. And up until this point, like, even if multiple people could get the ray gun, it's just like, who cares? Like, the ray gun's been in the game forever. Everybody's had it. Everybody's used it. These were unique wonder weapons that were unique to that map, and they were all powerful, and they were all good in their own way. Maybe besides the lightning staff. I actually don't know. I've never used the lightning staff ever, actually, fun fact. Dreisendrach, I've used all the bows, and they all feel good to use. Even the fire one, even though the fire one gets a lot of hate for some reason. But yeah, even the fire one. And then the wolf bow is like, I'm just going to mush Dreisendrach and Origins in the same thing, because they're honestly literally the same map, just different layout. They both have the Panzer, and they both have the 4 unique things. They're literally like carbon copies, not carbon, but like they're just copies of each other, but they're both fucking amazing. Storyline wise, both amazing. And it just let all 4 players feel, if you played with 4 people, feel powerful, dude. And I feel like that's what was missing from a lot of these lower maps. Oh yeah, and there was stuff to do, but not too much to do. Origins can feel a little much if you have to, and Dreisendrach, if you have to build all of them. But if you want to solo the Easter egg, if you want to solo the Easter egg on Origins, you have to build all 4 stabs. But if you wanted to on Dreisendrach, I believe you only have to do 1. So there's that. So yeah, vibe-wise, story-wise, and that's the Primus characters. My favorite crew. I like Primus more than Ultimus. And Ultimus is just the older versions, and Primus is the younger versions. Revelations. Revelations is... It's average. It's good. I like Revelations. I like the mix match of... I liked it... I'm not going to put it where I'd put it now, but I liked the fact that it was a mix match of all the previous maps, a lot of the previous maps. This was before Zombies Chronicles had came out, so we didn't know that they were actually remastering them. So they just used the assets that they were using in Zombies Chronicles. But at the time, I was like, oh, dude, they took all the time to do this, that, and the other. There was like the mob area, the Origins area, Kino stuff lying around. Like, there was stuff from all these other maps in there, and that was fucking awesome. The Easter egg was kind of butt cheeks, but the Apothicon Servant, it's insane. It's insane Revelations is such a crazy map to, like, look at. Honestly, like, just looking at this map, like, if you go to like, this is an in-game thing. Like, it's just so, like... I'm gonna look up screenshots. Yeah, like, look at some of these things. Like, there was the Noct area. There was the whole stuff inside the big Margwa, and you could get all those masks. There was, like, 10 masks that did different things. The Dragon Shield makes a return. This whole thing inside the big ass Margwa was cool. Yeah, dude, the whole thing of Revelations is just, it's so, like, trippy and cool and to look at, and I really do like it as a map in its own shell, but with everything else around it. Yeah. So also, I gotta kind of order these. I'll put Dreisendrach ahead of Origins just because of ease of access, and then also Mob of the Dead can go over here as well. Shinonuma. This is a cool one. First one that had the Wonder Waffle, I believe. So, and also it had the perks as well. Same thing as Verruckt. And then I think Verruckt also introduced traps, which were carried over to Shinonuma as well. The Flogger is one of the greatest traps of all time. It's so overpowered. And you can crawl under it, fun fact. It's really good for high rounding. You can train on this like a madman. In Black Ops 3, it makes it even easier. Shinonuma is a great map, honestly. I really like Shinonuma. The vibe, it's like a better Zetsubou because it's not as hard to... If you could mix Zetsubou and Shinonuma together where there's that perfect amount of stuff to do, but at the same time not too easy, I think that you would be able to find its way up to the best of the best, because I think that jungle maps kind of get shit on because not a lot of people like Zetsubou, not a lot of people like Shangri-La, not a lot of people like Shinonuma. Shinonuma is probably the fan favorite out of all of those three, out of just those three. But yeah, I feel like we're missing some maps, but I think that's everything. Finally, last but nowhere near least, Shadows of Evil. Vibe amazing. The trailer fucking godsend. The characters fun, engaging characters. I didn't care, like, if I loaded up when I was a kid, when I would load up on the map and I would be like Takio or something, I would literally quit the game. I did not want to be Takio. Or if I was Nikolai, I did not want to be Nikolai, because him just going off about his wives and being drunk all the time, I was like, you remind me too much of my father, and I do not want to play you. Okay, all jokes aside, no. I liked Richtofen and Dempsey the best. Later on, I liked Takio. Like in Black Ops 3, I liked Takio. But I just never was a fan of Nikolai for some reason. But as a kid, I would literally quit the game if I was anybody, if I wasn't the right characters. With Shadows of Evil, it didn't matter who I was. All the characters were fun. They were funny. They were engaging, important to the story. All of those characters were super important. And honestly, Shadows of Evil, layout-wise, one of the best fucking maps of all time. It's like Shinonuma on fucking crack, dude. You have the middle area is your main area, and then you have the 4 branches, right? But then on top of that, there's the underneath area that you can go in, and then on top of that, there's Beast Mode, which is basically like the Afterlife from Origins, or not from Origins, from Mob of the Dead, where you have to power shit up. You have to power things up individually, which may seem like tedious and annoying, but it's actually really not that bad once you get the vibe of it. There's two Easter egg songs. I forgot to talk about the songs. There's 2 songs. They're both good. Cold Hard Cash and Snakeskin Boots. What else? The Easter egg was good. I wish the end cutscene for it was more than 20 seconds long, but Shadows of Evil, honestly, probably, and I mean, this changes, like, on the daily, but Shadows of Evil is probably my favorite map of all time. And it really grew on me, too, because initially I didn't care for it. It's not that I didn't like it. I was just like, eh. So if we were to organize these, I would put Buried there. So now we're going to go through each of these and organize them in order of favorite to least. So Shadows, Dreisendrach, Origins. These Dreisendrach and Origins are interchangeable. I just love Shadows, man. Sorry to just not have a cohesive ending point. I'm going to put Dire Eyes Above Moon, Call of the Dead, Derice. You got to put Kino, probably something like this, to be honest. I actually kind of like Kino more than Derice. Call of the Dead, Verruckt. So I'm going to put Ancient Evil up there, Garad up there. Verruckt, I like Revelations more than Verruckt. 5, I like Ascension more than 5. I'm gonna put Shinonuma down in average, man. Something about it is just really dragging me down. It's just average. I don't know why. I just had just a moment where it's like, you deserve to go there for some reason. Ancient Evil. Does it deserve to be good tier? Or is it average? I think I may have made too many boxes. Painful. Honestly, I'm going to put knocked in painful. No, it deserves lackluster. It's the first map. You got to cut it some slack. So here is what I think is my definitive... I would actually rather play Shangri-La than play fucking... And arguably, I would rather play Transit than... No. No, yeah, this is good. This is perfect, honestly. I think this is my definitive, in order, definitive zombies tier list. I really like... I like 5 now. But... Yeah, no, this is it. Sorry, I'm, like, going all over the place. This is going to be a long-ass video, but if any of you guys are actually watching it, or even if you don't watch the whole thing and just skip to the end, I don't care. Yeah, this is my definitive zombies list. Just Treyarch zombies up to Black Ops 4. Am I missing a map on Black Ops 4? Yeah, it's missing Tag. I knew I was missing a map this whole time. I'm missing Tagged or Toten, Alpha, and Omega. Or was Alpha and Omega a newer one? Let me look it up real quick. Let's check it real quick. Classified. Yeah, I'm missing Alpha and Omega and Tag. I knew it. But luckily for you guys, I never played those maps, so I do not care. It's funny. I picked a... This is a randomly generated one, but these are all the only maps that I've played. I did play Die Machine or whatever it was called, but from Vanguard or Cold War, whatever one it was. Blood of the Dead, Dead of the Night, Voyage of Despair, Ancient Evil. Yeah, I didn't play Alpha and Omega, and I did not play Tag, so it doesn't matter. Tag looks cool as hell, actually. It looks cool as hell, and it brought back our other crew. Our transit crew. I forget what are they? No, they're not called Victus, are they? I think they're called Victus is what their name is. Yeah, it brought back the original crew. Look at this. This is an in-game screenshot. Cool. Let's watch the trailer real quick.
I think I understand. I know why I am here.
Of course this would happen to us! Calm down!
They're here! Just like I dreamt it! They're here! Hold still, scum sucker!
Oh, I missed Rustman's voice so much.
The madness is nearly over, but one thing remains.
Okay, so there was that. Thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, this is your boy, Zay. Nightblade, whatever the hell you want to call me. Appreciate you guys for sticking in. This is my definitive zombies tier list that nobody asked for. I will be uploading more of The Quarry, that's what it's called. I could do a face cam for that, but it's just that game, dude, it keeps crashing. So my computer's not good enough for that shit. So as usual, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.